Hey, we have news that there will not be any more hotfixes in sight. The Galactic map could very well be receiving some changes in the future. We'll talk about the latest mech bonus stratagem, new major order, stim bug that's actually going to be resolved next patch, and much more. At any point, if you enjoy the video, tap the like button below. Let's talk about the Galactic map first. Baskinator replied to a player on the Helldivers 2 subreddit about how some of the announcements for the Galactic map are only posted on the Discord instead of in-game. Right here, this player commented this and said, "They really gotta find a way to get this info off the Discord and into the actual game. I know some of it was alluded in the MO, but come on, more details always better." And Baskinator responded to the comments and wrote, "I do agree, but I thought I would mention that originally these GW updates weren't being seen by anyone outside the studio. GM Joel and his team would drop them in our internal chat to help us monitor the war status along with him. I asked him if we could do some light edits and show them to players because I found the additional details really nice. Even though it isn't essential, it always got me pumped up about the MO. Since then, the GM team has really put in the work to make them feel special. I'd love to see them in-game, but I'm so glad we can share them with players at all." With that right there, I'd like to see more details appear on the Galactic war map or even the dispatch screen. The message we usually see when we either fail or succeed should also have its own unique message that pops up and includes some of those additional details. This is something I would like to see in the future, and I think this would be a big win for Arrowhead if they were to do this. Speaking of patches, can we expect another hotfix update in the next week or so? Well, Baskinator, the community manager, replied to a player that essentially asked about future hotfixes, and the community manager wrote back and said, "We don't have any hotfixes lined up, no." And with that being said, we should not expect any more hotfixes. This could very well mean that the big patch is on the horizon. I'm ready for the next beefy patch. Not sure how many of you are, but hopefully this will include new content, resolved bugs, and of course, the Freedom's Flame Warbond as well. And if I'm not mistaken, last time we received the update, then the next day was the Viper Commando Warbond. If that's their plan, I'm all for it. So I am excited for the next update. However, I'm not ready for the Commando to be nerfed, essentially because the developers consider it a bug that it's capable of blowing up fabricators, which sucks. If you have not seen that video, which was posted about 3 days ago, definitely check it out. And lastly, Baskinator confirmed that the bug with the stims will be resolved in the next patch. There's this player on Reddit who said, "Reminder, if you stop sprinting random, it's because an ally stimmed." And Arrowhead has still not acknowledged this bug in their known issues section of their patch notes. That's all. Then Baskinator commented and said, "It will be fixed in our next update." Alright, I was not aware that another player could slow you down if they were to stim themselves. That's absolutely wild. I wonder how many times this has affected me without me noticing. Sort of hilarious on my part, but anywho, this is what we know so far about hotfixes, bugs, and of course, the Galactic war map details. So what are your thoughts on these changes, and what do you expect the next patch will have for us? Let me know your response down below in the comments. We are now going to move along and talk about double mech. We can now temporarily deploy 2 mechs. This is because we successfully completed the last major order, so you should see a bonus stratagem at the top of your loadout. However, what's peculiar is that we were informed that deploying 2 mechs is currently not feasible due to some sort of issue. If you don't know about this, or you cannot recall, let's refresh our memory. This exact post can be found on Reddit, posted by a community manager, Baskinator, and she wrote, "From our co-team lead, the mechs require a lot of system resources, significantly more than other stratagems, to the point where we need to keep a cap on vehicles in general to avoid any further problems with stability and performance. We want to uncap the number of mechs and vehicles, but more work is required on our end to make sure we can do that in a stable way." This exact post was created 2 months ago, and recently with the bonus Emancipator stratagem, we can summon down 2 mechs without an issue. This was supposedly a problem, as discussed by the developers prior, as you can see from what Baskinator posted. I use the word supposedly in regards to the mech problem because I was able to spawn 2 in the past without seeing any issues. Nonetheless, the Arrowhead developers might be testing out to see if there is any problems or any further problems with it. We are now going to move along and talk about the next major order and briefing as well, because if you guys do not know, yeah, we have a new major order. And with this one, we have to exterminate 1 billion bugs. Now, prior, we had a major order that was quite similar to this one, but that was 100 million bugs. And now it's 1 billion, which is pretty cool. I like this. It's a bit more than last time, and this major order should last a bit longer. I don't think so, guys. I actually think we might complete this one pretty fast as well. So what we'll do here is go over the briefing, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. So right here, the briefing says, following the Helldivers' inspiringly rapid support of the Terminate Research Initiative, the Ministry of Science has requested a second, much larger research trial. A key finding of the first research phase was that Terminate E710 yield is significantly increased if harvested following periods of extreme duress. In order to determine if there is a relationship between methods of extermination and E710 production, the Ministry of Science has requested that the Terminates be exterminated using a variety of means. High Command has authorized a rotating series of augmenting stratagems for the duration of this trial in support of the scientific progress. Be advised, Terminate aggression and expansion may increase in response to these efforts. Well, as you can tell, that this is quite similar to the last MO, not in terms of exterminating, but the fact that they're going to be rotating some stratagems as well, which I'm all for it, but hopefully we are able to keep the exosuit a little bit longer. I'm not too sure if it's changed already, but if so, that would suck. Nonetheless, there is one thing worth noting, which I'm sure you guys already saw, and that's the fact that the Terminates might be a little bit more aggressive this time around, which is good or bad to determine on which way you're looking at it, because apparently they are going to produce more E710 fuel when they're under extreme duress, so maybe this is going to be a positive thing, or maybe it's going to be a negative where we eventually see the Hive Lord, and if we do, that will be great, but at the same time, maybe not so much for the Helldivers that are going to be, I guess, sacrificed essentially. Okay, enough with the bugs. If you go ahead and check out the left side with the automatons, it's not looking too good, guys. Vega Bay is currently taken over, and then we're going to lose Wasat, which I'm sure we already have by the time I'm making this video. So eventually they're going to make their way back to the sector that they just lost, and I'm not too sure how this happened, and it sucks, to be quite honest. There's a lot of suck going on in this channel. I think I mentioned suck 3 times, so let's just keep it at the last and final one. It sucks. Well, that's 4. But anyways, you see what I'm saying here? It's not looking good. And eventually, it's gonna continue this way until they claim that exact sector. So, it is what it is, and it's all due to this recent MO. If there was an MO that was, you know, focused on the left side with the automatons, then that would obviously be a good thing, right? Because we would be able to finish off what we started. But it appears that this is going to be the way it is. With that being said, this is your Helldivers 2 news. We're now going to check out the top 3 comments from the previous video. Right here we have Darkness Shadow KGA, who says, "You didn't believe we were going to make it, huh? Mission complete." You're right, I didn't. You all are right, by the way. I'm just going to admit it now. Let's get it out of the way. For some reason, I doubt you guys on the left side with the automatons. It's like, you know, I don't know what it is, but that's currently how it is. But I will say that I had faith, but you know, with the Galactic War map, companion app, or whatever it is, it clearly showed that we were 2 days away from completing it, which obviously we would have failed it. So anyways, the next comment is by 12 LOL Productions. After the commando nerf, why isn't anyone using the commando? AH. And last but not least, we have Judy FPS 5059. Absolutely nothing needs to change on the commando besides the bugs where it doesn't know it's empty. Leave my effing fun alone, damn it. You finally had something fun and you immediately say you're gonna F it up. Learn your lesson already. There's the top 3 comments. If you guys would like to be featured in the next video, all you have to do is comment down below. Thank you guys so much for checking out the channel and watching. If you guys would like to subscribe, turn on the notifications, you can do that by clicking the bell icon and then clicking subscribe. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.